In for Ali Diamond, I'm Darren Kitchen, and this is ThreatWire. Lots of government talk this week, so let's get into it. In the ThreatWire episode for March 18th, 2024, we covered the silence coming for the NVD. And for those unfamiliar, NVD is the National Vulnerability Database. It was the de facto library of information for software and hardware vulnerabilities run by NIST, or the National Institute for Standards and Technology, and it was highly active in cataloging this information until early 2024. It went silent and essentially stopped processing CVEs. Well, we have some exciting new news on this. The NVD is back. On their official website, they've released a few statements explaining what's going on with the system. Their first major update came on November 13th, announcing that they've brought on a whole team of analysts who have processed the backlog of known exploited vulnerabilities, or KEVs, and are ready to process more. In that same November 13th announcement, they also announced that there will be a new system for authorizing data providers being released in the near future that would help for processing data from the providers in a more timely manner. And more information about the system was announced on the November 15th. CVE records within the NVD dataset will contain more information, references, CWE, and CVSS from additional sources. This new information will be displayed on the website and in the API responses attributed to the organizations who contributed the information. In addition, there will be changes to that data that exist in the system, including cleaning up duplicate references, new data ordering, and deprecation of some API and search functions. The FBI released a private industry notification regarding a new tactic they've been seeing being used by bad actors. The document was this new tactic that involves utilizing government emails, either by accessing compromised accounts, spoofing emails, or other ways to submit emergency data requests to US-based companies. Now, under normal usage, these requests for data were created and mandated so that government officials could get the information that they needed to respond to threats. The document contains a timeline of different activities found on the same forum that involved submitting illegitimate emergency data requests, with the first starting as early as August 2023 as a pay-for-service. There were also images being posted showing attempts of those data requests, as well as discussion of how they could be carried out. As of August 2024, FBI noted an uptick in criminal forum posts regarding conducting fraudulent emergency data requests and is releasing this notification to industry awareness. Cybercriminals are likely gaining access to compromised US and foreign government email addresses and using them to conduct fraudulent emergency data requests to US-based companies, exposing the personal information of customers to further use for criminal purposes. The FBI included a list of recommendations and mitigations against this threat, including reviewing the security postures of third-party vendors and using strong passwords. I'm not sure what those have to do with helping against protecting against receiving and answering spoofed emails, but hey, it's still good ideas nonetheless. The president-elect has started to publicly select his cabinet. These selections also include announcing his selection for the chair of the Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee, Rand Paul. This committee is also in charge of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA. In his discussion of plans with the committee, Paul has expressed his interest in eliminating CISA. CISA, originally created under the administration of the same president-elect, was created for securing U.S. critical infrastructure. It moved to focus on battling misinformation and then in helping to respond to cyber attacks into federal systems by threat actors and nation states. Now, Paul has previously rejected reauthorizing and expanding the work of CISA over the past few years while as a sitting senator. Quote, "While it's unlikely we could get rid of CISA, we survived for, 248 years without them?" Paul said. Quote, "I think a lot of what they do is intrusive, and I'd like to end their intrusions into the First Amendment." I get the sentiment question mark, although I will say we probably didn't need cybersecurity anything in 1776. So the past 248 years thing might have just kind of, yeah, computers were first introduced in the USA in the 1940s and became commercially available in, 1951. So yeah, significantly less than 248 years, but I hope Paul will take some time to learn about what exactly the different agencies do and will be in his purview before he takes office. Thanks for bearing with me as I fill in for Ali Diamond and watching ThreatWire for the week of November 18th, 2024. Of course, if you want to sponsor the show, please head on over to patreon.com/ThreatWire. Also, silly reminder to be civil in the comments. Obviously, no hate, neither here nor on live shows will be tolerated. Speaking of which, to celebrate Ali's 1 year of writing ThreatWire, she's actually going to do a live show. And, you know, streaming is actually how Ali Diamond got started and then became part of ThreatWire. So the first up is next Monday, November 25th, 2024. She's going to be streaming at 8 a.m. and showing off how she writes ThreatWire. And this is actually going to be a cross stream on her personal channel and the Hack5 YouTube. Later in the day, she's actually going to be back here on the Hack5 YouTube channel having a little 1 year celebration. Maybe there's going to be some giveaways. Maybe there's going to be some guests. Maybe some announcements of new content. And well, I guess you're just going to have to tune in and find out for the specifics, but definitely be sure to follow her on all the socials. You can, of course, find her as Ending with Ali everywhere, including Minecraft and something about Blue Sky now. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, good luck, have fun, and all the rest.